Hello, everyone. This is criminal profiler Pat Brown, and this is Dear Profiler Pat, where you ask for my advice, and I'm always happy to give it, and it always helps, and hope it helps the viewers as well. If you're new to the channel, please do click that subscribe button. Also, click the bell for notifications, and check my playlist for the different areas of life you might be interested in getting some advice in. And if you would like some advice from me, please do send me an email to profilerpatbrown@gmail.com and put in the subject line, Dear Profiler Pat. All right, now this question. Dear Profiler Pat, how do I deal with difficult friends? And this person said to me, how do you recommend addressing friends who are difficult people? In other words, they're the common denominator in some of their problems, but don't realize it. So it's touchy to try to say this, but also keep the friendship. So, in other words, you got this friend who is a bit of a problem. Maybe they're narcissists, maybe they're gossips, maybe they're just whatever they are. And you may have issues dealing with them here and there and everywhere. And you like to say something, but you know if you say something, you're going to piss them off, and then maybe may not be friends anymore. Okay, all right. Let's first look at the definition of friends. I'll read this from Oxford Languages Dictionary. A friend whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. So, in other words, they're not family, and this is very important because with family, it gets more difficult because you have a history with them and you have a real bond with them for so many years. And then there's bonds between not just one of you in the family, but all of you in the family. So it becomes a much more difficult situation. Or if you have actually a sexual relationship, you're actually not just friends, you're actually romantic partners, then you've got that influence as well. And possibly thinking, are we going to be together forever as companions, whatever. But as a friend, what did it say? Mutual affection and no other reason to be friends except for mutual affection. And the other people don't really matter. It's just what do the two of you have going on? And I think a lot of people try to cling to relationships because they want to have a relationship, but is the mutual affection really there? Because that's the whole point of friends. As a friend, you support your friend and your friend supports you. It's mutual. And you like spending time together and you find ways to spend time together where both of you are having a good time. But if you have a friend who becomes problematic and you're not enjoying being with them, that you every time you're with them, you feel stressed. Perhaps they insult you. There are friends who can't wait to say, "Oh my God, why are you wearing that outfit? What happened to your face?" Make all these comments because they want to put you down to make themselves feel better. Well, that's not really friendship. That's someone who's abusing you. And then you have people who they're happy to have you come along as long as everything is their way. Let's go to the movies, but only the movie I want to see. Let's eat at a restaurant, but only the restaurant I want to eat at. Let's go on a vacation, but only the place I want to go to. And every time you say, what about? They go, I'm not interested in that. Is that friend? Is that mutual? Or are you just kowtowing to someone and being their servant to make them happy? So we have kind of a messed up idea of what a friend really is. A friend is someone who is equal with you and cares about you as much as you care about them. It's mutual. So, what do you do when you start having a person that you're dealing with who is problematic? Well, rather than just completely cut them off, which you can do because a friend is supposed to be a friend, and if not a friend, maybe you can just boot them away, and get a new friend somewhere along the way. But let's say you've known this person for a while, but you've always had these issues with them. Well, the first thing you can do is try to resolve some of those issues in a way that maybe they're really unaware of what they're doing that is offensive to you. Let's say, for example, I read this just recently. Somebody said, well, every time I go to a restaurant with my friend, they complain about everything. They embarrass me when they're in the restaurant. They're rude to the waiters. They don't leave a big enough tip. Here's the clue. Don't go to a restaurant with them. I mean, obviously, this is not something you enjoy. And if you're friends, you should be enjoying it as much as they're enjoying it. Whatever kind of weird enjoyment they have out of being mean to everybody. But okay. The next time they invite you to a restaurant, you say, I noticed that you don't seem to enjoy going to restaurants that much. That you always, you have a problem finding fault in everything and you don't enjoy the food. So I'd really rather not do that. Why don't we go to a movie? Why don't we go on a picnic together? You bring some food for yourself and we'll sit by the lake. Now, if they're friends, they'll say, oh, okay, and they will go along with doing something different because obviously they realize that their behavior has been affecting you and you're not enjoying it. And yet you're suggesting that you can remain friends by doing other things. If they say, well, I just don't see why you can't go to a restaurant with me. I mean, if that's going to be your attitude, I don't need to be your friend. Yeah, you don't need to be my friend. See ya. That may be the hint that they don't consider you a friend, that they just consider you somebody useful when they need somebody to go to a restaurant with. So that's a clue. Now, let's say they're being critical of you in order to basically make you feel bad so they feel better. So they have to insult your looks, insult your job, insult your mate, insult whatever you're doing in life. They feel that's necessary. When they start saying things like, you go, whoa, wait a minute, excuse me. I don't find that kind of criticism very comfortable. I would prefer you not to do it. If you don't have something nice to say to me, please don't say it. And if they go, well, I should be able to say whatever I want to, they're not your friend. See ya. Let's look at another situation. There's so many different situations you run into with a person who you think is a friend, but maybe they're not really a friend. How about gossip? You have a friend who loves to gossip and talk about everybody else. Oh, did you know that Mary? And she starts insulting your friends, insulting your relatives. You say, oh, excuse me, I don't like gossip. Say it straight up. I don't like gossip. I don't want to hear bad things about other people. Let's just have a good time together and not talk about other people. Oh, you're going to control what I say? I don't want to. If you're going to be like that, we can't be friends. See ya. That's how you know. Maybe you shouldn't be friends. A friend is not a requirement. You're not required to have a friend, be a friend with that person. It is a mutual situation that you like them and they like you. You treat them well and they treat you well. If they don't do that, you want to get that person out of your life because all they're doing is dragging you down, depressing you, or you're spending all your time trying to figure out how you're going to make your friend happy, please your friend, not be upset with your friend. You're spending all your time basically being their bitch. Is that really what I want to be? Is that what a friend would do to you? No. A real friend wants to be your friend. They want to make sure you're happy. They want to make sure that when you do things together, you both have a good time. They want to see you smile. They want to be there when you're having tough times and not just knock you down and go, oh, you shouldn't be feeling that way. That's not a friend either. You want a friend who is there for you in good and bad. And at least you can discuss if there's some things that you don't quite see eye to eye on or you don't both like doing, then you're friends. You're friends. So you say, hey, let's not talk about that. Maybe politics. Let's not talk about maybe religion. Maybe let's not go to movies because we like two entirely different movies. Let's do something different. Find things that work for both of you because if you both care about each other, then you'll find something. So that's what a friend is, and that's what being a friend is. So that's my answer. How do I deal with difficult friends? Maybe get rid of them. Okay. Thank you for being here. This is Profiler Pat Brown again. If you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. Send me your questions if you have them and give me your comments below. Always happy to hear them. Bye-bye.